In this session, we're going to look at 10 really common idioms. My name's Charlie. Welcome to Organic English. In this video, we're going to be looking at what is an idiom, why are they so important? Then we're going to be looking at each idiom and we'll be looking at 3 example sentences to help you understand what that idiom actually means. So, firstly, what is an idiom and why are idioms so important? Now, an idiom is an expression or phrase, a group of words that has a meaning that you cannot figure out from the individual words. They're a fun and important part of everyday conversation. But they can be a real headache for people who are trying to learn English because you often cannot figure out the meaning of the expression or the phrase from the words that make up that phrase. Because of that, they don't translate directly into your first language. But don't worry, with practice, you can make idioms part of your day-to-day conversation and you'll be speaking more naturally and more fluently in no time. Take a look in the description below. I put a link to a worksheet which will help you follow along with this lesson, which will give you more value. You can read the examples, you can take notes, and you can make your own sentences with the idioms. The idioms we're going to be looking at today are break a leg, bite the bullet, cost an arm and a leg, bend over backwards, burn the midnight oil, call it a day, cry over spilled milk, take something with a grain of salt, get cold feet, and beat around the bush. Now let's get into it. The first idiom is break a leg. Here are some examples. See if you can figure out what this means from the context. Good luck with your performance tonight. Break a leg. You're giving a speech in front of hundreds of people tomorrow? Break a leg. I know you're nervous about your driving test, but I have faith in you. Break a leg. So what does this phrase mean? What does this idiom mean? Break a leg. Of course, it doesn't mean literally go and break your leg, right? It simply means good luck. Idiom number 2, bite the bullet. Here are 3 examples. It's time to bite the bullet and admit we made a mistake. The doctor told me I need to bite the bullet and undergo surgery to fix the problem. I don't like public speaking, but I'll have to bite the bullet and give the presentation anyway. Again, bite the bullet doesn't literally mean to bite a bullet, right? Bite the bullet means to face a difficult situation with courage. Number 3, cost an arm and a leg. Here are the examples. I don't want to hire a professional to fix my leaky roof. It would cost an arm and a leg. Or, I need to update my wardrobe for work, but I don't want it to cost an arm and a leg, so I'm buying second-hand clothes. I want to take a vacation to Europe, but I heard that the flights and hotels can be really expensive. I hope it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Okay, so if something costs an arm and a leg, it's very expensive. Number 4, bend over backwards. Here are the examples. She's always willing to bend over backwards to help her friends and family. The company is bending over backwards to make sure their customers are happy. I don't want to bend over backwards for my boss just because she's demanding. I have limits too. So bend over backwards means to make a great effort. Number 5, burn the midnight oil. Here are the examples. I need to finish this project by tomorrow, so I'll be burning the midnight oil tonight. Or, he's been burning the midnight oil every night this week to prepare for his exams. The company is launching a new product next month, so we'll all have to burn the midnight oil to make sure everything is ready on time. So I think you figured out, burn the midnight oil means to work late into the night. Number 6, call it a day. Here are the examples. I've been working on this project for 12 hours straight. I think it's time to call it a day. We've been at the beach all day. I think it's time to pack up and call it a day. The team has been practicing all morning. I think it's time to call it a day and rest up for tomorrow's game. So, call it a day means to stop working for the day. Idiom number 7, cry over spilled milk. Here are the examples. We made a mistake, but there's no point in crying over spilled milk. Let's learn from it and move forward. I know you're disappointed that the cake fell, but crying over spilled milk won't fix it. Let's make another one. He's been regretting his decision for days now, but there's no use crying over spilled milk. He has to live with the consequences. Cry over spilled milk means to dwell on past mistakes. To dwell on something means to think about it or to talk about it for a long time. Idiom 8, take something with a grain of salt. Here are the examples. I hear that the company is laying off workers, but I take that with a grain of salt until I hear it from an official source. He says he's a millionaire, but I take that with a grain of salt. He's always exaggerating his success. He says that he's the best chef in the city, but I take that with a grain of salt until I try his food. Take something with a grain of salt means that you treat something with skepticism or caution. So you're a little careful about whether you believe it or not. Number 9, get cold feet. Here are the examples. He was supposed to propose to her today, but he got cold feet and chickened out. I was excited to start my own business, but I got cold feet when I thought about all the risks. She was going to accept the job offer, but she got cold feet when she found out how much responsibility it would involve. So, get cold feet means to become nervous or uncertain, unsure about something. And finally, number 10, beat around the bush. Beat around the bush. Here are the examples. She's always so polite, but I wish she would stop beating around the bush and be more direct. I can tell that he's hiding something, but he keeps beating around the bush when I ask him about it. The meeting was going nowhere because everyone was just beating around the bush and not making any decisions. Beat around the bush means to avoid speaking directly about something. So there you go, 10 of the most common idioms in English. So don't forget, go to the description below. There's a link to a free booklet that accompanies this video. And there are instructions on how to use the booklet with this audio, with this video, to help you learn these idioms, okay, and to become comfortable using them. There's plenty more material at www.organicenglish.club. I hope you get a chance to check it out. Thanks for watching. Now go out and practice those idioms.